Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Geiger, Solar Legion. I always do my old name intro. Uh, that's staying in there. And it's been a while since I last uploaded. Um, I'm not gonna make excuses and sit here and say I don't want to upload. It's just yeah, I've just had a few things sort of going on. Got a few changes coming within the next month or so. So hopefully it can be positive change and everything's gonna make things better moving forward. Um, and obviously there's still things going on in my life that need to be sorted out, but that's how it goes, isn't it? But for the most part, everything's going pretty well. Had a nice uh, birthday treat. Got taken to Longley, and it was fantastic. If you love animals, I highly recommend Longley. Um, Towards Bath way. And yeah, it's really good. Like, you've got some beautiful like animals, lots of places, things to do, exploration, walking, and you've got the safari um, place. It's pretty big as well. The safari it takes a good hour and a half to get around, especially if you're sort of stopping and that there's some beautiful animals there. Big tigers and lions and big cats and wolves. It was pretty funny having the monkeys jump all over the car, just doing what they do best. And of course, seeing and feeding some deers. The deer were quite funny. The deers and that just the way they come and stick their head in the car, and you've got the pellets to feed them, and they're just eating out your hand. And I managed to get a duck, an actual duck, to eat out of my hand. Had some bread in it, and he just pecked it and took it out of my hand. It was quite funny actually. Um, but yeah, so I don't even need to. But before I talk about what I've been playing recently, I just sort of want to address the elephant in the room that was WrestleMania, and oh man, I don't want to talk smack, but I was disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I wasn't angry at any of the results. In fact, pretty much 90% of the results I had guessed. Um, Other than the John Cena one, I thought Cody was going to win that one, but hey ho. Um, and don't even get me started on the fact that we're having Randy Orton versus John Cena yet again, but it's bizarro. Well, John Cena's bad, Randy's good. But yeah, I gotta just say, man, I didn't hate it, but I was kind of like, okay, I see what you're doing here. Like, some of the matches were all right, the triple threat match, the women's match, um, both women's matches, the street fight was all right, but nothing that made me sit there and say, you know what, that WrestleMania, it's always going to go down in history. I think like the only thing that we can take away from that WrestleMania for me was the fact that Stone Cold hit the barricade with his um, motorbike. That was pretty funny. I did watch all of night one live. Night two, I sort of fell asleep at like 1 o'clock, half one, so I just watched the rest Monday, and it was yeah. I don't know. Um, will I watch Backlash live? Possibly, depending on when it is. Um, I'm not. I don't know. I will say Stand and Deliver was on point. Stand and Deliver. I didn't used to watch NXT. I've restarted watching Raw, SmackDown, and NXT since it went to Netflix, which is again, like I said, really one of the best things about having it on Netflix is being able to watch the weekly shows again. Um, but yeah, I've got to say, Stand and Deliver, they were really good. Like all the matches, I thought were at least B or above. Grade. The Hank and Tank match was amazing. The triple threat main event was fucking amazing. The women's match was really good. But yeah, it was really really good. I give NXT credit, and now WWE own AAA. Um, that's kind of an interesting one. Like, I'm curious to see what we get because, I knew something like this would be coming because, with all the new luchadors like Ray Phoenix and Penta and all of that. I've never really sat and watched AAA predominantly, but I'm hoping we get some kind of archival program somewhere, um, whether or not it goes to Netflix, I don't know. If it was WWE Network was still around, like 100% AAA would have been on there. That would have been awesome. So I really hope WWE do something with the AAA promotion and we get some kind of archival thing, even if it's just on YouTube, and they add it to their YouTube channel and actual events from the past and that, because it'd be cool to see some of those matches. I've always been a fan of luchadors. I just think luchadors just do some crazy stuff in the ring, man. I've always been a fan of that high flying, quick action. But I do enjoy a good fight once in a while. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't got WWE 25 yet. 25, is it 25? Yeah, I still haven't got that yet. So it is on my list of games that I do want to get because it does look pretty good. Um, but yeah, so that was my thoughts on WrestleMania. I would give it maybe a C, maybe a overall C plus overall, like average, maybe a little bit above average, 5.5, 6 stars. Um, I give WWE credit because they tried to pump and make it so much bigger than it is. And WrestleMania is huge, don't get me wrong. But you have to sit there and think to yourself, come on, like, surely we could have done better a little bit, Like the Jey Uso match was like, the fact that Gunther tapped within minutes, within seconds, like, I was just like, really? Is that how you're going to end the rivalry? I don't know, man. And now what? Gunther's next opponent is suspected to be Pat McAfee or whatever, and I'm thinking, really? Come on, don't do this. But yeah, I am enjoying WWE at the moment. I think the John Cena angle at the moment is kind of interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of classic rivalries be thing. I think John Cena's final match, I reckon it will be CM Punk. I think we're going to see over the next few months because we know John Cena is going to be around at least, I think, till the end of this year. So I reckon what we'll see is John Cena go and fight in all of these old rivals that we've had in the past, but John Cena's the bad guy. So I imagine we'll get Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Kevin Owens maybe, depends if he's back. And then I think it will end with Cody winning the title back or something like that. I can't imagine Randy Orton winning the title this early into John Cena winning it. I think we're going to see like heel Cena for the rest of the year type thing, and we'll see all the rivals come back. I think that's what people want. I don't know, but I think that's what we're going to get. So we'll see. But anyway, on to what I've been playing. Well, I beat Cyberpunk, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed Cyberpunk. I don't know why it got a lot of hate. I know when the game came out, it was pretty much an unplayable mess. But the game's been out for a couple of years now. I played it all the way through. I don't know if I was trying to go for 100%, but I think there was a few missions that I couldn't do. Maybe it was because my character wasn't the right gender, or maybe it was because I couldn't, or I did missions in different orders, because I think there is a lot of different possible outcomes. I think there's some slight different outcomes. I went with the Johnny ending. I didn't realise that I went with the Johnny ending. Spoiler alert. So at the end of the game, you get 5 choices basically what you want to do. You can either go and become the corporate guy, you can kill yourself, you can work with Pan, or you can do the Johnny takes over your body, and then with Rogue for the final showdown type thing. But then to get, there's 2 different endings to that. You either get in the bath or you get climb through the tower, and I got in the bath because it said optional, and I thought, oh, maybe this will give me like some extra content or something, but it didn't. That gave me the Johnny ending where he leaves. But I quite enjoyed that because that was sort of one that I was happy with. I wanted the Johnny ending, so. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed Cyberpunk. Yes, it had a few bugs, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a flawless playthrough, because it wasn't. The most craziest thing that happened to me was I got in a car um, after doing one of the race missions, and obviously a woman said to me, I think her name's Claire, said, do you want me to drop you off? And I said, yeah, whatever. And then I skipped the ride, because there's a skip ride option where you can skip the actual journey. And then all of a sudden, she's like, oh, right, see you later. The car that I was in flew up into the air, and obviously my character got out, did the cutscene for getting out of the car, and I fell to the floor and died. And then the game crashed. I'm like, what the fuck happened there? And it pissed me off because I had to do the whole mission again, even though I'd won it. And the races are kind of annoying in the game because the driving. That's one thing I'll say about the game, is the driving was kind of shit. And I actually found myself running and jumping and doing air dashes and the dash ability more than actual using the car. And the fast travel system I wasn't a massive fan of, because you have to go to a fast travel point to then fast travel, and it's kind of annoying, because especially like when you're in the middle of nowhere, and just want to get across the other side of the map and you don't want to drive, you have to still make your way to one of the fast travel points. So I haven't played the DLC. I've heard the DLC is pretty good. There is no post game in Cyberpunk, so just be aware that once you do the point of no return mission, that's it. The game locks you into an ending. There is no going back unless you do a save. So you can't actually do all the side stuff. So I don't know if The Witcher worked that way or not. I don't think it did, but I never beat The Witcher. I do need to go back and play it. But that brings me on to the obvious game that I'm playing right now, Oblivion Remastered. What else would you think it was going to be? What, Expedition 33? No, to be honest, I can't say anything bad about that game because I've never played it, or I don't really know much about it. It's just what I see everyone is talking about right now, and I think it's a TBS game, so turn-based strategy or turn-based RPG game. So I'm not really my type of game. But anyway, yeah. So Oblivion Remastered. Wow. Shadow Drop. Bethesda. I respect that, you know. You know, there was all these inklings and rumors of an Oblivion remaster a couple of years ago, but then it sort of fell under the radar and people just said it's rumors. And it was a leak or whatever. But yeah, they shadow dropped Oblivion Remastered just like that, man. Like, that was insane. Like, I couldn't believe that we got that as a shadow drop, like, and it was on Game Pass, so that's fucking amazing. It made sense because all the other Oblivions and Elder Scrolls games have been on Game Pass at one point. But man, I've got to say, I love the original Oblivion. I'm going to say the best way to describe the original Oblivion for me is like giving a monkey a paintbrush, or a monkey an ice cream. You know it's it's a buggy pocket. It's a big mess. It is a big mess, but there's a certain charm to it, and you have to smile and just admire what you're watching. But Oblivion, the original game, man, I love the original Oblivion. In fact, I think I prefer it over Skyrim. I think Skyrim is the better game in terms of functionality and just overall game, but I think Oblivion was just so well done for its time. But it is a very, very buggy game. And obviously, like I said, you know, this game, the remaster is kind of like quite similar. It's what I love about the Oblivion remaster. It's not just a lick of paint. I mean, it has got a good lick of paint. I will admit, everything is. It looks like a remake, to be honest, but there are some really cool new features in the game that aren't massive, but in my opinion, work really well, like a new difficulty system. There's some slight different combat mechanics. The leveling up system is different. You know, minor skills now give you XP as well. Being able to use a torch and a sword at the same time. I could be wrong. That might have been in the original game because I mainly played Archer, but I don't remember it being in the original game, being able to use a torch and a sword at the same time. I could be wrong though. The spell system in this game is much better. Spells seem like they hit every time on target. You know, a crosshair for archers. There was no crosshair in the original, at least not to my knowledge. And you know, playing in third person, because I play it in third person, you know, new animations for when you're picking, you know, items and stuff like that, you know, new talking animations, people interact and do movements, and their faces, their facial expressions are still pretty whiling, I'm not gonna lie. It's still got that Oblivion charm to it. The combat just seems much more you know, more thing. The sprint button is a sprint button. Thank fuck for that. The original Oblivion did not have a sprint button, not to my knowledge. So I love the sprint. The animation's a bit goofy, but I think it just adds to the game's charm. Like I said, the Oblivion gates now are just, this is awesome. There has been a few bugs. One bug that really pissed me off, and I'm hoping when I go on it later, it's fixed itself by now. Is the arena. I love the arena, one of my favourite quests in the game. But you have to wear like a special armor in order to do the battles, at least until the after you before you beat all of the missions in the fight. Sorry. But I sort of went away. I was doing it, and then I loaded the game back up. And then he kept saying, "You're not wearing your battle armor. You're not wearing your battle armor." And I'm thinking, well, I am, because I'm not wearing anything else. So I took the clothes off and spoke to him again, and it said, "Oh, the arena is closed from 9 till 9." I'm like, what? It's 10 a.m. The arena's open. And then you put the arm back on, you get you're not wearing your armor. So I looked it up, and it seemed like a lot of people have the same issue right now. At least this was about a week ago, so I'm hoping that's fixed by now. Where am I in the game? I probably put about 10 hours in so far. I've just done the mission with dropping off fucking Friar, Martin, sorry, Martin off to the Cloud Temple. So yeah, but yeah, I'm loving it so far. You know, it's got all the classic nostalgia for me. It's still got the bugs and some of the hacks and stuff like that you can do. I think, you know, I can't remember the name of the studio. I think it's Virtuoso or Virtuous, something like that. Never heard of them. But they did a really good job with this, and a lot of people are saying that the Fallout 3 remaster is also being done by them, or at least we're going to get that at the Xbox Game Show in June or something. So that'd be a nice welcome addition too, because I think those games are awesome. So I give Bethesda prompts for this, you know, clap, clap, clap. Giving us Oblivion remastered, and it's actually better than what I thought it was going to ever be, and maintains all that classic charm, and it makes, I feel like I'm playing a new game, but it's very similar. It's kind of like you know, it's kind of like having a McDonald's after so long. You're like, you know what, this is so familiar to me, I love it, it's good. But, you know, maybe you're having a different type of burger. You know, it's good, it's memorable, I like the taste of it, but it's slightly different, and it's welcoming. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. So that's all I can say about Oblivion so far, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to get on and pop out and go and grab some food and that, and then I'm going to come back and play some Oblivion, I think, and chill. I do need to watch Raw. I finished off SmackDown from last week and Raw as well, so I'll try and get that done today. But anyway, guys and dolls and everyone else, I will see you in the next video. I can't say when I'm going to do another video, and obviously me doing videos in the future may be less now because I've got some stuff that's going on, but anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of WrestleMania, and also what you think of Oblivion Remastered. And as always, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.